There has been a political debate recently in the country whether there is indeed a need for the constitution, which was overwhelmingly passed in 2010 by Kenyans, whether there needs to be some significant changes in that document. Well, we took some time to get some views from Laikipia Governor Muriithi, who got to speak about the need for the country to have the desire to transition from the current presidential system to a parliamentary system. Take a look. Do you see any need for the document that was overwhelmingly passed by Kenyans? Do you see any need for that document to be amended?
I do see a reason, and what I would myself put it is improvements. Is there reason and need to improve some certain aspects of the Constitution? The answer is yes. Correct. I have already alluded to one, which is that the process of division of revenue needs to be a bit tighter so that there isn't too much room for play. I think the first question has to do with which system, in terms of presidential and parliamentary system, which system can serve Kenya the best? Correct. And I want to mention here that either system can work, but it can also fail. So you can't say that presidential system is bad, it fails, or parliamentary is bad, it fails. No. If you look around the world, you will see some successful presidential systems, some successful parliamentary systems, but you will also find some unsuccessful parliamentary and unsuccessful presidential. So what is the issue? The issue is generally like this. Once you make the big choice, whether you want to be presidential or parliamentary, the next 5 decisions have to be in line with that. The challenge we have in the current constitution, we borrowed from both sides. Okay. So we have a bit of a mongrel that doesn't necessarily work very well. It is clear, and constitutional theorists also argue, that there is more accountability in a parliamentary system. How so? Because the government can fall, for instance, if the budget is not passed. The government can fall if it doesn't command confidence of the majority of the House, and so on. So the accountability is more immediate and direct, as compared to a presidential election. A presidential system. On the other hand, the presidential system has the benefit, perhaps, of more directed executive authority, which means perhaps it can react faster to crisis. For instance, look at the way Britain cannot figure out whether it is leaving or it is staying, or whether it is living with a deal or without a deal. Correct. So either system can work.
What could be the reasoning behind a section of your colleagues drawn from the Mount Kenya region who have given what they have described or termed as irreducible minimums, that if the BBI report, which is due for submission anytime from now, if it recommends that we go the parliamentary system way, we will shoot down this report? What could be their reasoning?
Look, I can't really speak for the team that made those comments. And I think you know me certainly by reputation. Correct. I'm not one to jump on a bandwagon. I prefer reasoned intellectual debate about Kenya, not just shooting from the hip. Now, I have not seen the BBI report, so I can't really comment genuinely about it. And I see no reason to jump the gun myself. Now, or to threaten. I think we shouldn't run politics by way of threatening. If you don't do this, I won't do this. Politics should be about persuasion. My own view, and what I would seek to persuade Kenyans, let's not be hasty and shoot from the hip. And let us learn to listen to one another. Okay? Punguza Mzigo was here. It didn't seem to please many of you, and that's okay. It's your democratic right. If BBI has some ideas, let's wait for the report. We will examine those ideas. We ourselves, as devolution family, we have some ideas that we are working and developing in Ugatuzi initiative.
How far are you by that?
Yeah, we have, I would say we are perhaps 50% of forming the ideas. where we have come to as a democracy, we should promote a divergence of ideas. We should accept intellectual diversity, and we should accept that your protagonist or your neighbor or the other person may have an idea that is useful for Kenya. So let us be tolerant, let us debate ideas together. Above all, buy Kenya, build Kenya. It is not possible to build Kenya if you only focus on buying goods made elsewhere. Asanteni.
Fantastic.